Hello friends, my today's topic for presentation is ICH, that is International Council for Harmonization. So myself Poonam Patil from Kokang Ganpet Rahul Thakur College of Pharmacy and Research Institute, Karjat. So let us study about ICH. The outline of today's presentation, it contains ICH, that is ICH stands for Objectives of ICH, need to harmonize ICH guidelines, initiation of ICH, structure, observers, organization, process of harmonization and the guidelines under ICH, that is quality, safety, efficacy and multidisciplinary QSEM. The next is, what does the ICH stands for? Previously, the ICH stands for International Conference on Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Registration of Pharmaceuticals for Human Use. But later on it is updated to the International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Registration of Pharmaceuticals for Human Use. The conference on has been replaced to Council for. So the updated name of ICH is the International Council for Harmonization. Keep it remember. What is ICH? So in previous slide only we have studied the ICH is International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Registration of Pharmaceuticals for Human Use. Okay. So ICH is joint initiative involving both, that is regulators and research-based industries, representatives of the European Union, Japan and United States in scientific and technical discussions of the testing procedures required to assess and ensure the safety, quality, efficacy and multidisciplinary of medicines. So ICH, the founder members of ICH were the European Union, Japan and US, and the parties involved in it, that is regulators and research-based industry representatives. Need to harmonize. The realization that to have this ICH guideline was driven by the tragedies such as that with thalidomide disaster in Europe in 1960s. In this era, the thalidomide was widely used by the pregnant woman as an anesthesia purpose. So the babies born in this era have common disorder, that is phocomelia, in which the babies have disordered limbs or absence of limbs or shortened limbs. That's why this disaster, thalidomide disaster, acts as a trigger to have an harmonized guideline or ICH guideline. Later, the 1960s and 1970s saw a rapid increase in laws, regulations and guidelines for reporting and evaluating the data on safety, quality and efficacy of new medicinal products. Divergence in technical requirements from country to country has been noted, and in this way the ICH has been initiated. The harmonization of regulatory requirements was pioneered by European Community, that is now European Union. The success achieved by Europe demonstrated that the harmonization was possible. At the same time, there were bilateral discussions between Europe, Japan and United States on possibilities of harmonization that took place. The birth of ICH took place at a meeting in April 1990 in the Brussels. The topics selected for harmonization were safety, quality, efficacy and multidisciplinary. ICH objectives: to increase international harmonization of technical requirements to ensure that safe, effective and high quality medicines are developed, to harmonize technical requirements for registration or marketing approval, to develop registered pharmaceuticals in the most efficient and cost-effective manner, to promote public health, to prevent unnecessary duplication of clinical trials on humans, and to increase the cost of medicine, to minimize the use of animal testing without compromising safety and effectiveness of drugs. So these were the objectives of ICH. Now the question is for you. What are the different regulatory authorities which work in different countries for quality, safety, efficacy of pharmaceuticals other than ICH? So pause the video and think on that. I hope you might have your answer. So the organizations other than ICH which work for the regulatory guidelines for quality, safety and efficacy are World Health Organization, FDA, that is United States Food and Drug Administration, then European Medicinal Agencies. The aim of ICH guidelines, which was established in 1990 as a joint regulatory or an industry project to improve through the harmonization the efficiency of the process for developing and registering new medicinal products in order to make these products available to patients with minimum delay. The 6 parties to ICH represent the regulatory bodies and the research-based industry in region Europe, Japan and USA, where the vast majority of new medicines are developed. The structure of ICH guidelines involves the regulatory bodies and research industries. The regulatory bodies and research industry representatives are again coming from European Union, Japan and US. The European Union Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare from Japan, MHLW, US FDA were the representatives of regulatory body. In case of research industry, from the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries Association, EFPIA, from Japan Pharmaceutical Association, JPMA, and from US, the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacture of America, PHRMA, were the members. So ICH is composite of representatives from 6 parties that represent the regulatory bodies and research-based industry in European Union, Japan and USA. The purpose of ICH is to increase the international harmonization of technical requirements to ensure that safe, effective and high quality medicines are developed and registered in the most efficient and cost-effective manner. The target for the first phase ICH activities was to remove redundancy and duplication in the development and review process such that a single set of data could be generated to demonstrate the quality, safety and efficacy of new medicinal products. Objective. The objective of such harmonization is a more economical use of human, animal and material resources and the elimination of unnecessary delay in the global development and availability of new medicines whilst maintaining safeguards on quality, safety and efficacy and regulatory obligations to protect public health. Harmonizing the technical content of the sections of the reporting data where significant differences have been identified between the regulatory requirements across the 3 regions, that is Europe, Japan and USA. So accordingly it is drafted. The evolution of ICH. So after 2 decades of success attributed by scientific consensus and the commitment between industry and regulatory parties, the first decade saw significant progress in the development of tripartite ICH guidelines on SQEM and the expanded communications and disseminations of information on ICH guidelines with non-ICH regions. So non-ICH regions are also interested by seeing their success for this ICH. So after seeing the interest of non-ICH regions, that is India also belongs to non-ICH regions, There is establishment of GCG group, that is Global Cooperation Group, in response to growing interest from beyond the ICH regions in the use of ICH guidelines. So lateral, the different countries were became the member of this GCG group and follow these ICH guidelines. The ICH guidelines are divided into four categories, and ICH topic codes are assigned according to these categories, that is QSEM. The quality guidelines, the safety guidelines, efficacy guidelines, and multidisciplinary guidelines. Quality guidelines involves harmonization achievements in the quality area, including stability studies, impurity testing, and a more flexible approach to pharmaceutical quality based on GMP risk management. Safety guidelines. The safety guidelines to uncover the potential risks like carcinogenicity, genotoxicity, and reprotoxicity. Efficacy guideline involves the work carried out by ICH under efficacy heading is concerned with the design, conduct, safety, and reporting of clinical trials. The multidisciplinary guidelines involve the cross-cutting topics which do not fit unequally to QSEM, that is quality, safety, and efficacy, that is involved in multidisciplinary. It includes MedDRA, that is Medical Dictionary of Regulatory Affairs, CTD, and the development of ESDRI, that is Electronic Standards for the Transfer of Regulatory Information. The guidelines QSEM. So under the quality, you can observe Q1 to Q11 sub-guidelines are there. The quality, the majorly involves the chemical and pharmaceutical quality guidelines. In case of safety, there are S1 to S10 plus M3 is also involved in these guidelines, which are dealing with in vitro and in vivo preclinical testing. Under efficacy guidelines, E1 to E16 except E13, these were the 15 sub-guidelines which are based on clinical studies in human beings. In case of multidisciplinary, M1 to M8, these 8 guidelines were there. It involves the terminology, electronic standards, and common documents. For an example, we study the quality guidelines. Under quality, the Q1 to Q10, that is stability, Q2 analytical validation, Q3 impurities, Q4 based on pharmacopoeias, Q5 quality of biotechnological products, Q6 specifications, Q7 good manufacturing practice, that is GMP, Q8 pharmaceutical development, Q9 quality risk management, and Q10 pharmaceutical quality system. Again, these guidelines contain sub-headings. Like example, we will study the stability, quality stability guidelines. So under Q1, again the sub-guidelines were there, that is Q1A R2, Q1B, Q1C, Q1D, Q1E, and Q1F. Q1A R1 is omitted from this guidelines. So Q1A R2, which stands for stability testing for new drug substance and product. Q1B, photostability testing of new drug substance and products. Now the new drug substance means the new API and a new drug which is developed recently, and in case of product, it contains drug along with the excipients. QC, stability testing for dosage form. Q1D, bracketing and matrixing design for stability testing of new drug substances and products. Q1E, evolution of stability data. Q1F, stability data package for the registration applications of climate zone 3 and 4. So the India belongs to climate 4 zone. So this is the example how the vast guidelines are developed. The ICH organization, so it involves steering committee, global cooperation group, GCG group, MedDRA management board, secretariat, and coordinators. That is, and last one, ICH working groups. So these were the different guidelines, same as that of the quality, that is safety under S to 10, in under efficacy E1 to E16, under multidisciplinary M1 to M8. So due to lack of time, I'm stopping here. In the next lecture